In the age before mankind, before fur and fang shaped the world, the ancient jungle belonged to the reptiles, a vast kingdom of scales, heat, and instinct. And at its heart glowed the one force that kept their world alive, the sunstone, a living ember of the first sunrise, said to breathe warmth into every corner of their land. But even the brightest light attracts shadows.
On a night when the moon hid her face, the sunstone was stolen by the only creature ruthless enough to claim the heat of the world for himself, King Kurugan, the great crocodile tyrant of the Blackwater Marsh. With the stone locked inside his fortress of mud and bone, the jungle began to cool. The air thickened, the rivers thinned, and fear coiled around every living thing. Yet, destiny has a way of choosing the least expected hero.
From the low canopy, where sunlight barely touched the forest floor, lived a young python named Sero. He was not the strongest, nor the largest. But when the elders predicted the death of the sun, Sero felt something stir deep within him. Not courage, not anger, but responsibility. Because even in a world of scales and silence, someone must rise. And so, with nothing but instinct as his guide, Sero slithered into the darkness, toward the marsh where no creature returned.
The path to Blackwater was unforgiving. Once clear rivers were now cold and sluggish. Frogs croaked warnings of a world losing its breath. Even the leaves beneath Sero's belly felt brittle, starved of warmth. Yet he moved forward. Along the way, he crossed the territory of the horned monitor tribe, lizards known for never offering help unless something was in it for them. But even they were trembling. Their eggs no longer warmed in their nests. Their young struggled to crawl.
Isn't it strange? It takes losing something, light, warmth, hope, for us to realize how much we all depended on it, and how easily one selfish act can dim an entire world. The monitors let Sero pass, not because they believed in him, but because he was their last chance. By the time Sero reached the edge of Blackwater Marsh, the sun was little more than a pale circle in the sky, like it too was struggling to stay awake. The marsh was quiet, too quiet. Every ripple in the water felt like a threat. Every shadow, a pair of eyes. At the center of the marsh rose Kurugan's fortress, an ancient mound reinforced by driftwood, skulls, and hardened mud, glowing faintly from the stolen sunstone inside. Sero breathed deeply. For the first time, he felt fear coil tighter than his muscles. But fear, like cold, can only control you if you stop moving. He entered. Inside, the ground pulsed with heat from the stone, like the heartbeat of a dying beast. And at the far end of the chamber, resting atop a throne of broken shells, lay King Kurugan himself. Massive, armored, unblinking. "You've come for what belongs to the sun," the tyrant growled without lifting his head. And the chamber shook. Sero said nothing. Pythons were not known for speech, but he coiled tightly, preparing. Kurugan laughed, a deep, crackling rumble that made the walls vibrate. "You think destiny chose you? No, it abandoned you, as it abandoned all of us."
He lunged. The crocodile's jaws snapped shut inches from Sero, sending sparks of stone and mud flying. Sero dodged, barely, feeling the hot wind of death brush past him. Kurugan struck again and again. Each impact shook the fortress. Sero's strength was nothing compared to the tyrant's, but strength was never his weapon.
Timing was. When Kurugan lunged once more, Sero wrapped his coils around the tyrant's neck, not enough to crush, but enough to force him downward. The crocodile roared, thrashing violently, slamming Sero against the chamber walls. But Sero held on, moving not with anger, but with purpose. With one final effort, he pushed off the wall, using the tyrant's own weight to twist him onto his back, exposing the glowing stone behind the throne. Sero uncoiled and lunged toward it. Kurugan roared and snapped at his tail, missing by a breath. And then, Sero touched the sunstone. Light burst through the chamber. Not violent, but pure. Healing. Sero felt warmth surge through his body. Not power, not dominance, but life. Kurugan shielded his eyes, hissing in agony as the fortress walls began to crack. Sero seized the stone in his jaws and fled as the structure collapsed behind him. Mud walls caved, skulls shattered, and the tyrant's roar faded beneath the rubble. Outside, the first true rays of sunlight pierced the clouds. The rivers warmed, the leaves softened, and life exhaled. The reptiles of the jungle emerged from their hiding places, watching as Sero placed the sunstone upon the ancient pedestal where it once belonged. The jungle brightened, and for the first time in many moons, it felt alive.
And so the world was saved, not by strength, not by size, but by one creature who refused to let darkness become normal. Sometimes heroes are not the ones who roar the loudest, but the ones who move quietly with purpose when everyone else is too afraid to try. And in that ancient age of scales and shadow, the python named Sero became more than a survivor. He became a reminder that light, once lost, can always be reclaimed, as long as someone is brave enough to chase it.